Hi guys, I know it's extremely late, but I'm finally filming my July wrap-up, my July reading wrap-up, I should say. And I would like to say that I read 15 books in July. However, were any of them from my TBR in the previous video? No. But that's okay. All right, life goes on. Maybe I should start calling them hopefuls instead of to be read, because I've been really slumpy lately. And so I've been a huge mood reader, you know, and so I'm going to do what I have to do to get through reading. All right. Okay. So no judgment here, right? We're all friends. Yeah. No judgment. Cool. Just double checking. All right, cool. So let's go on to my wrap up. All right, so my first book of July was actually an audiobook. I read The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I don't know how to say his last name. I apologize greatly. Anyways, I rated this 4 out of 5 stars. I loved this book. I thought it was an English major's playground, and I got my associates and my bachelor's in English literature, so I ate this book up. I thought this book was filled to the brim with life lessons and reoccurring motifs and themes. And so I just thought that, you know, two English majors or two people who love to read or just discuss philosophical, deeper things to life could have a really good conversation about this book.
Certain things that it brings up, or that it brought up for me at least, was the role of fate. Does it exist, or do we as humans get a say in our destinies, or has it already been planned out for us? That's a question that I found myself asking or reflecting on as I was listening to this book. Or like the purpose of life, like of love, things like that. How do we know that we've reached our purpose? You know, things like that. It's just like really big philosophical questions. Or what about dreams? Everybody dreams, but this book makes you think, what is the significance of dreams? Stuff like that. Or omens. There are people who believe in signs or omens in life, and this book brings up a lot of signs and omens. Sorry,
If you see me looking over, it's because I'm pulling up my Goodreads to kind of refresh my memory, because I have the memory of a goldfish. Yeah, you see that? That's me. I'm that goldfish. Cool. Anyways, I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was really good. It's pretty short. I don't think I would have read it if I read the actual book, just because my attention span, like I said earlier, has been really bad lately. But as an audiobook, I loved it. All right, book 2. All right, so book 2 is The Lemonade War by Jacqueline Davies. I read this book for work. It's a children's book, and I thought it was super cute. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars just because it was super fun. It was about sibling rivalry. Come on, Natalie, keep it together. It was about sibling...
Let me try it again. Sibling rivalry. And for those of us who have ever had a sibling, or I have 6 siblings, you can get a little competitive with one another, and you love each other, but you also want to strangle each other. So I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. I thought it was super cute. It was super summary, because it's 2 siblings who put on a lemonade war. They see whose lemonade stand is going to make more money, things like that. Super fun, super summary, super light. But yeah, good read. I don't know if it'd be up for everyone. I read it because I had to teach it. So, but yeah. All right, next book.
My third read of the month was Pippi Longstocking by Astrid Lindgren. Lindgren? Anyways, I rated this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I loved this book.
I grew up listening to the song, I am Pippi Longstocking, when you say it fast, it's funny. Just because that's what my dad used to sing to me. So I don't know if it's from the show or if there was a movie, but I knew of Pippi Longstocking just because my dad loved Pippi Longstocking so much. So this just made me feel really nostalgic to my childhood. I also read this book for work because I had to teach it to my 5th graders. And it's just a really fun, it's a really cute book. I was laughing out loud because the things in it are so bizarre. So, I don't know, hectic in a good way. I don't know. It's super cute. If I didn't say it already, 4 out of 5 stars. Solid read. Another children's book. But hey, I was there for it.
I'm just going to group the next 3 books because I also read them for work, so they're considered like young adult / children's book. We have Indigo by Alice Hoffman. I'll include the picture. I rated that one 3 out of 5 stars. I have Swindle by Gordon Corman. I'll also include the picture. And then I have Patina by Jason Reynolds. All right. I rated Swindle 4 out of 5 stars, and I rated Patina 4 out of 5 stars.
So these 3 books, once again, like I said, they're children / YA books. They were really cute. They were fun. They were fantastical. Indigo is about 2 boys who never fit in this really dry town because they're called Trout and Eel McGill, and they have webbing between their fingers and toes, and they like eating really salty snacks and things like that, and so you just kind of find out where they came from because they were adopted. So it's like really short read. It was really, it was cute. And then Swindle is about, there is a 6th grader who gets conned out of a $1 million baseball card. It's like an old Babe Ruth card, and so he got swindled. So now they're essentially creating this grand heist plan to steal it back, and so it's really fun. Super cute. My 6th graders loved it. They had a lot of fun reading that book. And then lastly, Patina. It was a 2nd book in a series, the track series. Ghost is the 1st book, but Patina is the 2nd book, and it's just these kids who are on the same track team together, and we get to see how track just helps them cope with their lives. They have different lives that are super hard, and because life's hard. And so Patina, she lives with her aunt and her uncle because her dad died when she was young, and her mom had diabetes, so she had both of her legs amputated, and she's in a wheelchair. So she lives with her aunt and her uncle because her mom could no longer take care of her and her little sister Maddie. And so it's just about how much pressure Patina puts on herself, and just while also surviving middle school. It was really cute. I thought it's a character-driven novel, Patina is, but it was really good. I enjoyed it, and so did my 7th graders. So yeah, those are the next 3 books. All right, on to the more.
Okay, I lied. I had one more book that I read for work. This one's called The Homework Machine by Dan Gutman. Anyways, I rated this one a 4 out of 5 stars. This one was also another book for my 5th graders, and they loved this book. I loved this book. I thought it was super fun.
It's a group of 5th graders who become really good friends because they create a machine that does their homework for them. And it's told in multiple POVs, and it's just kind of like it starts, they're in the police station giving statements because something goes wrong. And so it kind of like backtracks. So like we started in the police station, and then it goes back to the beginning, and we find out what happens. And these 4 kids are very unlikely friends. We have like a really smart girl, like the nerd type. We have the kid who does not care about school at all. We have the really put together kid who like studies other subjects outside of school. He comes to school in like a tie. And then we have the girl who does not care about school, and she wants to like dye her hair, get her belly button pierced. She does not want to, she kind of slacks off a little. But anyways, these 4 kids get sat together, and they become friends, and they see how the homework machine changes their life. But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars, super cute, super easy read. 5th graders loved it. I loved it. Yeah, okay.
That's officially all of the books that I read for work, I think. If I think of another one, I'll tell you, I promise. All right? I'm not trying to lie to you. All right, so my next read was Never Lie by Frida McFadden. This was another audiobook for me. And July, like I said, was really slumpy for me, and I read this book, or listened to this book, in one sitting, which was a huge accomplishment for me. I can't even speak, but a huge accomplishment for me, so. MVP award.
Anyways, I loved this book. I think I am the ideal mystery or thriller reader because I am gullible. I will fall for every single red herring that they throw at me, and I will believe that I know too. I'll be like, this is so easy. I'm gonna guess the twist. Mm-mm. I end up looking like a clown because I never guess it right. I never guess it. And so this book was 4 out of 5 stars for me. I wanted to know what happened. I did not expect the ending, and I should have. I honestly should have, because I feel like Frida has a formula that she follows. But, you know, it's like my brain turns off whenever I'm reading one of her books, and that's what I want. I want my brain to turn off. I want the world to stop for a second. I just want to be in the world of the book. So, 4 out of 5 stars, 0.5 out of 5 peppers or spice, but it was very good. All right, on to the next.
So my next read was Wild Love by Elsie Silver. It's the first book in the Rose Hill series, and I read this book as part of my book club, and I ate this book up. I read it because it was on Kindle Unlimited, and it was 4 out of 5 stars, 3 out of 5 spice or like peppers. I loved this book.
I, like I said, was still in the hugest slump during the month of July, and I was really proud of myself for finishing that book, because most of the other books, this is like the first book that I think I read that I either wasn't getting paid to read because, you know, I had to read books for work, and 2, didn't listen to as an audiobook. So, this was a huge accomplishment for me. I was really proud of myself. I think it could have definitely been a 5-star if I wasn't in such a slumpy mood, but because I was in a slump, I didn't read it as fast as I thought I would have. But 4 out of 5 stars is still really solid for me. Our main male character, Ford Grant, he is the definition of if he wants to, he will. And the way that he is in love with our main character, oh my God, it literally melts my heart. Like the way that he's been in love with her. And when you see it in his point of view, like right off the bat, you know this man is head over heels for this woman. So Rosie and Ford, ship them. They belong together. They're so cute. This book warmed my cold, dead, slumpish heart. So, yeah. All right, on to the next read.
All right, the next book I read was The Teacher by Frida McFadden. This was another book club pick. I read it with my book girlies. So shout out to Lexi, Mackenzie, and Lorelai. Hi, girlies. So yeah, we read this as a book club, and I rated this 4.5 out of 5 stars and 2 out of 5 peppers or 2 out of 5 spice. And in my Goodreads, I said, I think I need to start sending Frida McFadden my medical bills because of the whiplash. Because of the whiplash she sends me to. Like, she causes me. So
I did not know what the heck was going to happen in this book until like the last 40%, and then I was really intrigued. And then the last 15%, it was like twist after twist after twist, and I was squealing, I was screaming. It was very good. I really liked this book. It was eerie, it was creepy, it made my stomach like kind of feel funny. Yeah, I kind of felt like I did not know who to trust throughout the entire book, and I think that was Frida's point. So I will call Frida the queen of thriller, because she knows how to write a plot that's easy to read, easy to follow, and will catch my attention right off the bat. All right, so Frida takes the win. I'll give it to her. All right, so The Teacher. Loved it. Highly recommend.
So I'm a liar. I have 3 more books that I read for work.
Shame. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you.
Anyways, I'm going to tell you what they are. The first one is Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. I gave that a 5 out of 5 stars. The next one is Steph Soto, Taco Queen by Jennifer Torres. I gave that one a 4 out of 5 stars. And the last one is All of the Above by Shelley Pearsall. I gave that one a 4 out of 5 stars. All right, so I'm going to talk about them.
Where the Red Fern Grows. I read it for the first time in 5th grade, and it's the first book that ever shattered my heart, ever betrayed me. It is so sad, but so good. So good. I don't even know how to say it more, but it's about a young boy, and his 2 dogs, and the love and the loyalty between this boy and his dogs, and even between the 2 dogs, Old Dan and Little Ann. Gorgeous. It's a classic, and it's a classic for a reason. It is so good. Just, if you've never read it and you want to, I recommend it because it's a beautiful story. Just keep tissues nearby, all right? Advice between me and you, keep tissues on hand. Second one is Steph Soto, Taco Queen. This book was cute. It's about a middle school girl whose family owns a taco truck, and so she doesn't want to be known as the Taco Queen because, you know, she starts getting picked on that she smells like tacos because she's always in her family's taco truck. So she's trying to figure out who she is apart from her family's business, while also navigating like middle school, because it's that time in life where you're kind of figuring out who you are, what your interests are, who you're going to be. It's a really tough, formative time, and yeah, I thought it was really cute. Very character-driven novel, very sweet. And lastly, All of the Above by Shelley Pearsall, and this is about inner city kids who people don't really think they're going to amount to much, just based on where they live. They think they're dead ends. They think their town is a dead end. But really what these kids do is they form a club and they build the world record, the largest tetrahedron. And just the bonds that they form with each other, the bonds they form with their teacher. It's a very sweet book. It's told from multiple perspectives. I found myself getting emotional certain parts. yeah, it was very sweet.
All right, so my next book was Bunny by Mona Awad. I also listened to this as an audiobook, and I rated it 3 out of 5 stars, and I gave it 1.5 out of 5 peppers. Now,
when I finished with this book, or while I was reading this book, I was like, what the beep did I just read? I was so confused. I described it on my Goodreads as fever dream meets dumpster fire. And I thought I needed to get drug tested or checked into the nearest mental asylum, or just asylum, because I was either on drugs or in need of some serious mental help after reading it. It was so good, but so confusing and so dark. And the atmosphere, I loved the atmosphere. It felt so collegiate. Like, this book was so atmospheric. You could just feel the bricks and the ivies and the darkness and that twisted eeriness just hovering over you. I don't even know how to describe it without spoiling it, but this book follows Samantha, who's a writer in a prestigious master's program at Warren College. And so she's a sort of loner or outsider. We see this like outsider view of hers, this POV of hers, in this clique of girls in her cohort, and they have these like shiny, pretty dresses, and they call each other Bunny, and they're like, "Hey, Bunny, hi, Bunny, I love you, Bunny." And so we just kind of like dive into that, and the deeper into the book you get, the more confusing and the more dark and twisted it gets, and it just gets so sinister. And despite their sparkles and lip gloss and shiny, pretty hair, like, these women are so sinister and scary. So, I don't know. I really liked this book. It was creepy, but I loved it. But I definitely think you need to be in the right mental state before reading this book, because like it really gets in your head, and it like twists, and it makes you think, and it's dark and sinister, but I loved it.
all right, and my last read of the month was Have I Told You This Already by Lauren Graham. It was my nonfiction read of the month because I challenge myself to read at least one nonfiction book a month, because I want to be a well-read reader. I want to read a bunch of different genres, and I want to read just things that relate to life rather than just like fantasies and romances, which I love too. Those are my comfort genre, but I like to challenge myself a little. So, have I told you this already? I rated this 4 out of 5 stars. It
was really cute. It was sweet. I am in a huge Gilmore Girls kick right now. I'm rewatching it for like the second or third time. I don't remember. But Lauren Graham is just, if you ever watch Lorelai and Gilmore, like, they're like the same person. They're based on each other. And Lauren is so witty, and she's so smart and sophisticated, and she's so graceful with how she describes things. So she just has this perfect balance of being so entertaining but so feminine and like witty. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but she keeps you entertained while also giving you life lessons and giving you these beautiful lines of literature and like words and these stories in her life and how she just tells them and how she makes you relate to her and understand her. It's just, she's such a good writer. She's such a good actress. I loved this book, and I want to read her other collection of essays that she wrote. So I'm hoping maybe I can get to that in the future. But yeah, that was my last read of the month.
Phew, we did it. I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. If you stayed this long, MVP goes to you. Here's your crown. Thanks, kings and queens and royal folk. I hope you have a wonderful evening, bookish babes. I love you each dearly, and know that God loves you too, all right? Bye.